So now we're going into Huge Crisis, which is one of the best levels in the game. I really liked this one when I replayed it as Blaze my first playthrough. Like, the Crusher blocks were kind of tense, and I hate the spring enemies because after you get launched by them, then you fall down on the other enemies and you get hit. But other than that, it's pretty fun. Although it is pretty easy to run out of boost. Something I don't get is that Cream constantly says that Blaze and Sonic should work together, right? But the thing is, they're fighting completely different villains. They're fighting different boss fights, and yes, those boss fights are identical aesthetic changes, but they're still different bosses. It's better that they're not working together because Sonic and Blaze are fighting completely different villains. And if they were working together, then you'd have to deal with them fighting the same. You'd have to deal with fighting multiple bosses at once. I mean, can you imagine having to fight two versions of the first boss in the game at the same time? Not even Sonic would survive that. Or worse, imagine fighting two versions of the F-Zone boss. It's ultimately faster and better and safer and more efficient for Sonic and Blaze to be not working together. Which makes it all more frustrating that nobody understands this just for the sake of, let's be friends. I mean, it's ultimately better that they don't work together here. I mean, I don't know. This game has a lot of length issues. Although the levels aren't nearly as long when you're playing that for the second time and you're not dying constantly. At least Sonic Rush doesn't pad it out by having 3 acts. Like, Sonic Advance 1 had 2 acts, Sonic Advance 2 had 2 acts. But Sonic Advance 3 had 3 acts. And the existence of a 3rd act meant that Chaos Angel Act 3 was a thing. Although again, I like most of the levels in the game, so I appreciate the fact that there's 3 acts. But still, it's a good thing that this game doesn't have 3 acts in it for no reason, because that would pad things out even longer. And my first experience of this would have been even more miserable and drawn out. Yeah, you gotta jump right into it. There's actually a writing error on the back of the box of this game. Includes wireless play and new of mysterious female companion created exclusively for Sonic Rush. It's supposed to say a new, not new a. Pretty glitter translation error there. Yeah, like, gold rings don't really work on a 2D plane. I mean, I guess it's not as easy to run past them. And I definitely prefer gold rings over having to specifically land on top of an animal capsule. That's why I always use the gold ring mod in Sonic Adventure 1. Thing is, though, I would much rather have gone with the whole you run past a certain part of the level and it automatically ends thing. Like in Sonic Advance 2 where you just land on a floor and it ends. Or, I don't remember, do the classic games have you run past the goalpost and you end it without even touching it? Again, that Crusher block is cheap, especially since it comes right after a sloped floor that's sloping downwards, and thus your Sonic instincts are telling you to run fast towards it and not telling you to constantly jump. It would have been much less cheap if right before that Crusher block was a section where you're jumping upstairs, or like constantly jumping to get to a higher area. I mean, it would have been Mario-esque, but at least it would have made the level design less cheap. That's the one instance where jumping upstairs would have been good level design for a Sonic game. And again, why do I have to constantly jump into him over and over again? Enemies do not need bigger health bars. I mean, it could sort of be justified for Sonic Heroes because you have the power type character, and his whole point was that he could kill enemies faster. Although it would have been a lot better if the power type character one-shotted everyone, rather than having to level them up, and you lose your level ups if you die, which is guaranteed to happen with your slippery controls. Although I've heard that only the speed type characters have slippery controls, and you're going to be playing as a power type most of the time anyways. I don't know, I'm still pretty hesitant to get the game, even if some people say it's not terrible. Again, you shouldn't be able to jump off the frame. There's no reason you should want to do that. But yeah, I haven't finished talking about the voice actors introduced to 4Kids cats. Vector the Crocodile, who was, of course, introduced in Knuckles Chaotix and had essentially reimagining in Sonic Heroes, is voiced by James Cathcart. And his original voice actor in Sonic Heroes, I think he was better. Like, I think he was more gruff, more suiting of a detective. You took him a lot more seriously, which made sense because while Vector is sort of a goofy character because of his obsession with money, well, more passion really, not his whole character. What you're supposed to focus on is the fact that he's a pretty smart detective. He's just also laid back and stuff like that. So, James Cathcart's performance of Vector is infamously silly. Like, everyone knows the whole find the computer room. I can't do the voice, but everyone knows that meme. Like, there's a reason that people don't remember Black Doom saying find the Chaos Emerald in the same level. It's just not as mimetically awful. So I guess some people might like James Cathcart for the meme factor, but he clearly wasn't a very good voice for Vector. He didn't suit his character at all. Not to mention that sometimes his acting wasn't up to par, although that might have been the voice direction, but again, like, I don't like how in the cutscene where Shadow needed, where Vector needed Shadow's help with breaking into a computer in cyberspace, it sounded like he was bossing Shadow around, like, we don't have any more time, so there's no time to waste, we need your help. I forget the line, but yeah. So, SBO's 4Kids voice actor is David Wills. Now, I didn't really like SBO's voice actor in Sonic Heroes, because he sounded like he was trying too hard to be dark and edgy. And I mean, even more so than Shadow was. Like, he literally has a line where he says, "Evil must die, beware my ninja powers." I'm not even kidding, that's literally what he says, and they're trying to portray him as cool because of it. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm not a little boy, but I never found ninjas to be cool. Ever. Like, I found it, like, trying too hard, especially since ninjas in real life were, you know, assassins, hitmen, not exactly people you want to look up to as cool. But yeah, like, I feel like they're trying too hard to portray SBO as dark and edgy in Sonic Heroes, especially with his voice. So ironically enough, the new voice is actually an improvement. Although, I have to say, without a doubt, the voice we have now is perfect for him. Gives him that perfect feeling of a mysterious, smart character who's wise. Like, for once, Sonic Generations actually has a voice that actually suits the character it's supposed to represent. How about that? Instead of just showing off one personality trait and that's it, like it's a cartoon. And I know they're cartoon animals, but that doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice good writing and characterization because of it. There's plenty of shows that are considered cartoons, but still have good writing and characterization. It's a waste to not even try to write a good story, when Sonic Adventure 2 has proved, regardless of what some hipsters might say, that's a really good story, and the franchise is more than capable of being better than that. Oh great, like you hit it once, and it instantly goes back to shooting missiles at you again. I think I could tell that when the missiles when the missiles get shot at you faster, then they become bullshit hard to dodge. It's when they're shooting at you a lot slower that they're ridiculously easy to dodge and you only have to tap the left and right on the control pad. But yeah, Charmy Bee is voiced by Amy Birnbaum. To be honest, In Shadow the Hedgehog, Charmy Bee sounds like he's got a New York accent. Is that just me? On the bright side, Charmy Bee is the source of the most hilarious line in all the Sonic franchise. Like, SBO is trying to hack into a computer to get information about Dr. Gerald, and he's like, at this rate, the whole day will be wasted. And Charmy Bee is like, yeah, whole day wasted. That always makes me laugh. Did we really need to have 2 encounters with Amy? Couldn't we have all of this in the previous Amy cutscene? Exactly! You are completely deaf, Amy. She just told you that she got 6 of the emeralds already. She doesn't need to rely on her friends when she can get them by herself. I mean, she's right about this, but they're trying to be all heartwarming by having Amy reprise her role from SA2 by being all, like, preachy about friendship and stuff. But she's portrayed as a psychotic, jealous stalker in this game. We're supposed to find this heartwarming? Also, Cream said, a friend of a friend is a friend. But that's not necessarily true. Sonic isn't really friends with Blaze. He thinks she's evil. Just because your friend has a friend doesn't mean that they like you and trust you and see you as a friend themselves. And Cream it makes sense for Cream because she's naive and idealistic, but Amy's supposed to be older and wiser. What a great friend. I'm not really sure why she would have... Well, I mean, I guess she is sassy, but she's still not being a very good friend to Knuckles here. Oh, sure. Knuckles is a nice guy. Never mind the fact that he's tried to beat up Sonic 4 times in a row as his friend. Not to mention he tried to beat him up in Sonic Rivals 2 for old time's sake. Blaze is talking like a robot here. Like, she finally felt love for the first time.